Hello and welcome. This is Gist Nigeria. Coming up, business climate. We look at entrepreneurs behind Nigeria's improved ease of doing business rating. Also, food for thought. Experts warn against excessive consumption of potash. Plus, innovative farming. South African woman turns shopping mall rooftops into vegetable farms. And
hi, my name is Margarita Egbe. Check me out.
The entrepreneur working with local women in Nigeria's cashew nut value chain. Thank you for joining us again on Gist Nigeria from the BBC and Channels Television. And on the program, we follow conversations on social media and help you dissect them. I am Wale Fakile. Let's start with our lead story. In the last 2 years, statistics have graciously moved Nigeria up the ladder of countries with the ease of doing business in the world, rising from 145th position in 2019 to 131st in 2020. This means Nigeria moved 14 points up, and authorities have so gladly celebrated this leap. But are entrepreneurs finding it truly easy in Nigeria, as the figures show? Gist Nigeria's Aneta Felix has been finding out. Here's our story.
Titi Macaulay founded her ready-to-wear clothing brand in 2019. Versed in design and passionate to style working women, Titi soon finds out that starting a business in Nigeria demands more than her fashion skills.
Fashion is expensive. You have overhead. You have to pay for space. You have to pay for machines. Remember when I bought this, I think it was around 60,000. When I eventually bought it, it was around 90-something thousand. When I wanted to buy a second one, it's around 200,000. You have to hire somebody, and getting labor isn't cheap. Sometimes you're spending half of your profits on generating electricity.
On April 26, 2022, President Muhammadu Buhari said no administration has done as much as his in creating a climate for small and big businesses to thrive. Titi argues otherwise.
It doesn't help that constantly things happening in the economy, and then it's affecting your clients. Buying power reduces, and then now the cost of getting supplies also keeps increasing.
Vice President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry wades in on the president's claim.
In specifics, the present administration has done better. For example, in registration of businesses, but in terms of providing the environment that enables businesses to thrive, in terms of providing infrastructure, for example, in terms of providing support where there are key needs, like the issue of the ports, whether it's airports, seaports, the situation has got actually worse.
Economic policy expert Eze Onyekpere shares the same sentiment.
When you don't have macroeconomic stability, no business can plan. You can't plan at a period of high inflation. The prices keep changing every minute. You can't plan in a situation of gross insecurity. You can't plan in a situation where there's no rule of law.
What factors might be responsible for this feedback on Nigeria's ease of business climate?
The port infrastructure in Nigeria is such that Lagos seems to carry maybe 90% or over 90% of the entire burden. To complicate things further, other ports that were functioning before in some other part of Nigeria went literally moribund, putting the whole pressure on Lagos port. In the midst of that, you now have a regulatory environment around port activities that is not favorable to businesses.
The single biggest challenge is power. No question about it. Power, whether you are big, whether you are medium-sized, whether you are small, power is the biggest, by far the biggest challenge.
Zainab Aliyu is a chartered accountant and creative director at Abu, a business that crafts stitchless leather goods. But access to leather is a problem. Although tanneries in Kano and Katsina supply leather used by international fashion brands across the globe, SMEs like Abu, back here in Nigeria, cannot locally access leather from these tanneries.
They do want the volume, they do have the orders and demand internationally, so I guess they rather focus on the big guns and send containers and containers out rather than send to the small players who are down here trying to start and grow their business.
Zainab spent over $40,000 to set up a business in 2017 and millions of naira importing processed leather from abroad annually. When the bags were ready, she encountered a logistical irony.
For example, sending an item to Ghana is more expensive than shipping to the UK or the US, and I couldn't believe that.
In July 2016, President Muhammadu Buhari set up a council to create an enabling environment to start and grow a business. On the council is Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Special Advisor to the President on Ease of Doing Business.
And we put in ease of doing business interventions. One of the key ones that we were able to deliver for MSMEs was the reduction of the tax bracket. So businesses with less than 25 million turnover are exempted from taxation. We've implemented things like a single shareholder incorporation. We've implemented reforms like electronic filing. We've implemented a number of a whole intervention around insolvency. The business rescue provisions and the insolvency regulations have also been released.
Dr. Oduwole also speaks to some of the biggest challenges facing businesses in Nigeria.
Area of the seaport, way back about 2018, one of the first interventions was reducing the amount of documentation. So from exports documentation, from about 10 pieces of paper went down to 7. And for import from about 15 went down to 8. But the ultimate goal is to automate all these processes.
The World Bank Ease of Doing Business ratings scores countries against 12 indices, including starting a business, getting electricity, getting credit, paying taxes, and trading across borders. In the 2019 World Bank Ease of Doing Business ratings, Nigeria moved up 15 places to rank 131 among 90 countries. President Buhari says his goal is for Nigeria to rank in the top 70 countries by 2023. Does the data match reality?
You are talking of a period of rising costs of production with very little disposable income in the hands of the consumers.
What would it take for Nigeria's economy to thrive?
What it will just take is regular, uninterrupted power across Nigeria. That alone will move Nigeria several steps in the ranking of the economies in the world.
Government must look at those security issues that is chasing farmer away from the farms. We must look at issues of research and technology, which is able to improve yield.
You need to introduce some level of macroeconomic stability in terms of inflation. Make sure that people can say, okay, +5, -2 or 3%, not just such a huge fluctuation.
We are setting up special economic zones, and what we intend to do is these special economic zones will be industrial parks, and we will make sure that we have dedicated power for these industrial parks. We'll make sure that we have the infrastructure for these dedicated parks, and once the infrastructure is in place, all we expect manufacturers to do is come in, lease their space. It's like a plug-and-play thing. You just come and set up your factory and start to manufacture.
Titi and Zainab, alongside 39.65 million others, play in Nigeria's MSME space. According to a January 2022 report by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMIDEN, and the National Bureau of Statistics, MSMEs contribute 46.31% to Nigeria's gross domestic output and accounts for 96.7% of businesses. But many businesses are shutting down every year, unable to survive in an uneasy marketplace. Annetta, Felix, Gist, Nigeria.